Hey, I'm Jason Seiden. I want to touch this week on a topic that'll be familiar to some of you who have been along with me for this ride for a while, and that's this idea that you should screw your career path, live your story. And to be clear, I'm not saying you should go quit your job just because you hate it. That would be irresponsible. I don't recommend it. But in light of all the job changes that are actually happening, I thought the time might be nice to revisit this subject. And it goes a little like this, right? The idea of a career path means you're keeping your career on a single line of progression over a long period of time. And to me, that's just always struck me as unnatural. You can manage a straight line over a short period of time, but things happen. Companies get sold, great bosses leave, stuff happens. And so when you try to prioritize this career progression with all of that stuff bombarding you, you end up creating a lot of stress for yourself. And it's a problem because a lot of the stuff that's happening is out of your control. And we kind of reach this point where en masse people realizing that and go, guess we can't manage this as well as we thought. And we have the great resignation, right? There's some advantages to thinking about your career as a story. And none of these really solve any of the underlying problems, but they all make the underlying problems easier to solve. And there's three advantages that I want to share. The first is you don't need to control everything. Right? Great stories start when something knocks the protagonist off their path. And that thing is usually outside of the protagonist's control. So immediately, when an obstacle hits you, when a problem hits you, you don't have to go, problem. You get to go, hey, there's the catalyst for my next adventure. Related to that is second, in every story there's conflict. Let me put that another way. You're going to get your ass kicked. It's just going to happen. Every great story, it happens. So along the way, when challenges arise, you have this permission to sort of step outside yourself and say, damn, this is brutal. I wonder how I'm going to deal with that. Which means all of the mental and emotional energy that would have otherwise gone into stressing about the problem are now free to be devoted to solving the problem. And third, great stories don't have to end any particular kind of way. Stories can end horribly and still be great. Romeo and Juliet, fantastic example. Infinity War, Marvel literally dusts half of life across the universe. Rocky loses his prize fight. They're still great stories. The only thing that you need to create a great story is to put everything you've got into it. So maybe you're starting a company. You change the world? Wonderful. You make a bunch of money? Fantastic. You lose your shirt? Great. You decide to keep things tight so you can spend more time with your family? Amazing. The point is that all that changes here is the genre. It's still your story. It's still a great story no matter how it ends. So if you are one of the many who are making a change here at the start of 2022, instead of thinking of this as another step along your path, maybe think of it as a new chapter in your career story. I'm Jason Seiden. I'll see you next week.